When you start looking at the Chicago Bears training camp this year, there's a lot to unpack, especially with the quarterback situation and the way the team is evolving under Ben Johnson. One of the biggest stories around the league is Caleb Williams, and there's been a lot of chatter about how he's adapting to the NFL game. People are referencing comments from Sean Payton that question Caleb's ability to process at the pro level. But the reality is much more nuanced than that. The key thing to understand is that Caleb is still learning one of the most complex offenses in football. The veterans on this team have openly talked about how complicated it is, and the fact that he's not yet at the point where his natural talent just takes over on every play is entirely normal. It's mid-August, and the learning curve in the NFL is steep, especially when you're adjusting from a college system to a professional scheme that demands precision and timing. What makes Caleb interesting is that he's already showing signs of growth. Each practice and every rep adds to his understanding of the offense. And the coaching staff has designed a system where he can thrive by gradually letting his physical skills shine while mastering the mental side of the game. Ben Johnson has been clear about this approach from the beginning. Throw everything at Caleb to see how he responds, then build the 2025 playbook around his strengths and what he can handle. The goal isn't to have a perfect, fully formed offense right away. It's about creating a foundation that can grow and expand over the years. By the time this partnership reaches its peak, the playbook will be far more complex than what we see in these early months. But for now, it's all about gradual improvement, building confidence, and mastering the basics before letting the instincts take over. One thing that stands out about Caleb is his attitude and willingness to be coached. The transformation from his rookie year is evident. Last year, he was dominant in flashes, but didn't always go above and beyond in preparation. The transition to the NFL humbled him in some ways, and it forced him to spend more time in the film room, learning a level of detail he didn't have to worry about in college. The reports from coaches and teammates are consistent. Caleb is now embracing the grind, seeking feedback, and actively working to improve in every aspect of the game. His teammates respect him because of this dedication, and that respect is crucial for a quarterback who is trying to lead a team in a demanding system. The growth in his game isn't just mental, it's also about execution. We've seen him make strides in understanding timing, reading defenses, and delivering the ball accurately. The work ethic and intensity he brings to each session are the foundation for what we hope will be a standout season. It's a process and it's ongoing, but the trajectory is clear. Caleb Williams isn't just relying on natural talent. He's proving that he can handle the structure, discipline, and demands of an NFL offense. The combination of skill, attitude, and preparation is what makes him such an intriguing player to watch, and it's why there's genuine excitement around what he can do once he's fully comfortable in this system. The coaching staff, especially Ben Johnson, deserves credit for the way they're managing the offense and the players. Johnson's intelligence and understanding of the game are apparent in how he's putting the team together. Beyond just the schematic knowledge, it's his ability to lead, inspire, and push players to their potential that has created such a noticeable shift in the team's culture. Players have responded to his intensity and passion because he communicates clearly, holds everyone accountable, and creates a system where talent can flourish. That's not something every coach can do, and it's one of the reasons why the Bears are generating so much attention in the preseason. From the perspective of other key players, we're also seeing interesting developments. Running backs, for example, are showing real growth and versatility. Kyle Monangai has emerged as a strong contender for the second running back spot, showing excellent vision and patience in his runs. What's impressive is his ability to let plays develop and find the correct gaps, a skill that often separates good backs from great ones. He's also demonstrated hands that are more reliable than initially expected, which adds a layer to the offense when it comes to passing situations. Paired with DeAndre Swift, this rotation could create a dynamic threat that keeps defenses off balance. The coaching staff clearly trusts Monangai to take on a significant role, and if he continues to perform in practices and preseason games, it looks like he's positioned to make a big impact early in the season. Meanwhile, there are still questions about other running backs like Roschon Johnson, who has missed time with a foot injury. His absence has opened the door for Monangai, but it also highlights the importance of depth and preparation in the NFL. Injuries are always a variable, and the ability for younger players to step up when called upon can define a team's success. The Bears are testing these players in live-action scenarios during training camp and preseason games, and the results are shaping the hierarchy on the roster. For Midway, it's an opportunity to solidify his role and show that he can handle significant responsibilities in an NFL backfield. On the quarterback side, there's also the ongoing debate about whether starters should play in all preseason games. With a short turnaround between games, the coaching staff has to balance preparation, conditioning, and minimizing injury risk. If the first game goes smoothly and the offense looks cohesive, it might make sense to limit the starters' action in the second game. But if there are rough patches, a few drives can be crucial to build timing and confidence before the regular season kicks off. This careful management is part of a broader strategy to ensure that players are ready to perform at a high level from week one, and it reflects the level of detail and foresight the coaching staff is bringing to every decision. The culture shift within the team is perhaps just as important as the individual performances. Last year, accountability and intensity were areas that needed improvement, and the early signs this year suggest that the Bears are heading in the right direction. Players are responding to the coaching staff. The energy in practices is high, and there's a sense that everyone is on the same page when it comes to effort and preparation. That buy-in is critical in the NFL because talent alone doesn't win games. Execution, preparation, and mental toughness are what carry teams through the long season. Watching how this culture takes shape over the next few weeks will be fascinating, especially as the team approaches its first real test in the preseason schedule. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, Kyle Midway, and the supporting cast are all part of a larger story about growth, development, and potential. Every practice, every rep, and every preseason game is a piece of the puzzle. The cohesion of this unit is ongoing, and every practice is a critical learning opportunity. Coaches are placing emphasis not only on physical technique, but also on communication, which is often overlooked but incredibly vital. When the offensive line can anticipate each other's movements and respond to defensive shifts seamlessly, the entire offense elevates. Among the linemen, the veterans are showing leadership, but it's the younger players who are catching eyes. These younger athletes bring a blend of agility, raw strength, and adaptability that can sometimes surpass pure experience. However, the challenge lies in translating those attributes into consistent execution against NFL-caliber pass rushers. Speed rushers, stunts, and blitzes can expose even the most talented line if timing or technique is off. That's why each practice rep and preseason snap is carefully evaluated. Coaches are looking for subtle improvements, not just highlight moments. The goal is to build a cohesive unit that doesn't just rely on individual talent, but functions as a single entity under pressure. For Caleb, the progress of the offensive line directly affects his comfort level, his ability to scan the field, and ultimately his confidence in making aggressive throws. Watching the interactions and adjustments in real time gives fans a glimpse into how this unit is shaping up for the regular season. On the defensive side, the secondary is undergoing its own transformation. The Bears have made strategic moves in the offseason to enhance speed, versatility, and coverage skills. The league has shifted increasingly toward high-powered passing attacks, which means cornerbacks and safeties must process routes faster and communicate more effectively than ever before. The coaching staff has placed a strong emphasis on film study, ensuring that each player understands tendencies, route concepts, and quarterback preferences. This mental preparation is essential because even the most athletic defender can struggle if they misread a situation. In practice, we're seeing increased emphasis on situational drills, shadowing receivers, and simulating game speed scenarios. This kind of preparation not only develops skill, but builds confidence, which is critical when facing elite NFL passers. One of the standout trends is the way younger defensive backs are seizing opportunities. Injuries and rotational strategies have opened doors for rookies and second-year players, and their performance has been impressive. These athletes are showing flashes of instinctual playmaking combined with physicality, a combination that can disrupt offenses and create turnovers. Turnovers are game-changing, and the coaching staff clearly prioritizes creating an aggressive, opportunistic defense that doesn't just react, but dictates the pace of the game. This approach is particularly important in the secondary, where hesitation or indecision can lead to big plays against even the best teams. The Bears are striving to instill confidence and decisiveness, ensuring that every player trusts their reads, their teammates, and the overall system. The linebackers are another area where depth and versatility are critical. Modern NFL offenses demand linebackers who can cover, blitz, and tackle reliably in open space. The Bears' linebackers are being tested not only in traditional run defense, but also in coverage schemes, requiring a blend of athleticism, awareness, and adaptability. Each practice involves dynamic drills designed to replicate game conditions, including motion, shifts, and option routes. Linebackers must read quickly, react decisively, and execute cleanly to avoid giving up easy completions or explosive runs. Coaches are emphasizing anticipation and positioning, understanding that even slight errors can have significant consequences at the professional level. The level of detail in these drills underscores the complexity of the modern game and the importance of mental preparation alongside physical readiness. Defensive line performance also has a major impact on overall team dynamics. A strong front four or front five can disrupt the timing of an offense before it ever reaches the secondary. The Bears' defensive linemen have been highlighted for their ability to generate pressure without relying solely on blitzing, allowing linebackers and secondary players to play with more freedom. Technique, leverage, and hand placement are areas of focus, alongside sheer strength and explosiveness. Coaches are also tracking stamina and consistency, because NFL offenses can wear down a defensive line over the course of a game. A defense that starts fast but fades risks giving up critical plays late, so balance and endurance are just as important as initial impact. Watching the defensive line operate as a cohesive unit shows how much the team is emphasizing synergy and complementary skill sets. Special teams, often overlooked, are undergoing subtle but crucial adjustments. Field position, kickoff strategy, and coverage are critical aspects of team success, and the Bears are paying close attention. Precision in snapping, punting, and kicking can create advantageous situations that influence the outcome of close games. Coaches are running scenarios to ensure that every player knows their responsibilities and can adapt to unexpected circumstances, from blocked kicks to returns. This preparation reflects a broader philosophy that football isn't just about marquee plays. It's about executing every phase of the game with discipline and focus. In a league where games are often decided by inches, attention to detail in special teams can make the difference between winning and losing. Team culture remains a central theme as training camp progresses. The Bears are demonstrating that accountability, communication, and preparation are not optional. They are expected. Players are increasingly embracing this mindset, understanding that individual effort contributes directly to collective success. Leaders within the locker room are stepping up to reinforce this culture, mentoring younger players and setting the tone for intensity and professionalism. The synergy between coaching staff and players is evident in how practices run efficiently, drills are executed with purpose, and feedback is integrated immediately. This level of cohesion can carry over into games, where split-second decisions and trust in teammates can define outcomes. The overall trajectory of the Bears, both offensively and defensively, indicates a team that is evolving with a clear identity. On offense, Caleb Williams' development, the offensive line's progress, and the running back rotation combine to create a dynamic attack capable of challenging defenses. On defense, the secondary, linebackers, and defensive line are learning to operate as a single, disciplined unit while maintaining the ability to be opportunistic and aggressive. Every element is interconnected, and success requires consistent execution across the board. Fans can appreciate not just individual talent, but the intricate behind-the-scenes work that goes into molding a cohesive team capable of competing at a high level. Looking ahead, the preseason games will provide critical insights into the readiness of this team. Early performances will highlight strengths, strategies before the regular season begins. Each player will have opportunities to demonstrate growth, whether in execution, decision-making, or leadership. The less and the ability to perform under pressure, a true reflection of NFL competition. Lop and execute at the highest level, creating a sustainable competitive advantage in one of the toughest leagues in the world. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Chicago Bears are reportedly facing a storm unlike any they have seen in recent years, as whispers circulate about a deepening crisis within the team that could shake the very foundations of their locker room. According to sources close to the organization, tensions erupted during what was supposed to be a routine team meeting, where quarterback Caleb Williams and wide receiver DJ Moore allegedly came to blows in a heated confrontation. Eyewitnesses suggest that the argument started over disagreements on offensive strategy and escalated quickly, drawing in teammates who tried to separate the two stars. While the Bears front office has remained tight-lipped, insiders indicate that both Williams and Moore have been temporarily removed from team activities while the organization assesses the situation. The implications for the Bears season are potentially catastrophic, as the dynamic duo was expected to be central to the team's offensive production. Analysts speculate that morale within the locker room has plummeted, with some players reportedly choosing sides, further complicating an already fragile atmosphere. Fans on social media are buzzing with speculation, wondering how this internal rift will impact upcoming matchups and whether the team can recover from what is being described as one of the most significant internal conflicts in recent memory. The Bears management is under immense pressure to respond decisively, as uncertainty looms over the team's future performance. Sources suggest that the fallout from the Williams-Moore confrontation could extend far beyond the initial incident, with ramifications for team cohesion and player relationships that might last throughout the season. Rumors indicate that the Bears coaching staff has convened multiple emergency meetings to evaluate disciplinary measures and potential roster adjustments. The temporary removal of both players from team activities has reportedly led to a scramble in game planning, as coaches seek to reorganize offensive schemes without two of their most pivotal contributors. Speculation is rife among sports commentators that this incident could trigger a larger exodus of talent if unresolved tensions persist, potentially affecting not only the offensive unit, but also defensive morale. Fans and analysts alike are debating whether the team's leadership underestimated the volatility of having two high-profile stars in a high-pressure environment. Industry insiders hint that mediation sessions are being considered, yet skepticism remains about whether reconciliation is even possible given the intensity of the clash. The Bears' future hinges on swift and effective action, as prolonged discord could derail playoff aspirations and damage the franchise's reputation. Observers continue to scrutinize every move by the team, interpreting minor comments and social media activity as potential signs of underlying unrest. Amid the swirling rumors, speculation has intensified regarding how this internal conflict may influence upcoming games, with some insiders suggesting that the Bears might be forced to make lineup changes on short notice. The absence of Caleb Williams and DJ Moore from practice sessions has reportedly left coaches scrambling to adjust offensive formations and passing strategies, creating a sense of urgency that could affect team performance. Betting markets and sports analysts are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, with early odds reflecting growing uncertainty about the Bears' ability to maintain competitiveness in the coming weeks. Rumors hint that other players in the locker room have been affected by the tension, with whispers of quiet dissent and morale issues potentially spreading like wildfire if the dispute remains unresolved. Fans have taken to social media platforms to express both concern and disbelief, with heated debates about accountability and leadership dominating online discussions. Speculation is growing that management might need to intervene directly to prevent further escalation, possibly even considering trades or temporary suspensions to maintain order. Meanwhile, pundits are suggesting that rival teams could exploit the situation, capitalizing on a Bears squad distracted by internal drama. This incident, if left unresolved, could represent one of the most disruptive moments in recent NFL history, casting a long shadow over the team's prospects. Industry insiders continue to circulate theories regarding the root causes of the confrontation, with speculation pointing to a mix of personal rivalry, competitive tension, and disagreements over strategic decisions on the field. Sources suggest that Caleb Williams, known for his intense competitiveness, may have clashed with DJ Moore over leadership roles and offensive priorities, triggering a volatile exchange that rapidly escalated. Observers note that locker room culture can sometimes amplify conflicts between star players, and in the case of the Bears, the incident appears to have revealed underlying fractures that were previously unnoticed. Rumors indicate that team management is exploring both disciplinary actions and mediation efforts to restore harmony, yet questions linger about whether trust can be fully rebuilt between the two athletes. Social media speculation has fueled the narrative further, with fan forums and sports news outlets dissecting every reported detail of the altercation. The potential long-term effects on the Bears season are being hotly debated, as analysts weigh the impact of losing two key players from daily practices and game preparations. Even minor injuries or miscommunications could be exacerbated by heightened tension, leading to a ripple effect that impacts overall team performance. The urgency to resolve the matter has reportedly reached the highest levels of the organization, with insiders suggesting that the next few weeks could determine the franchise's trajectory. Amid the ongoing rumor mill, some sources hint at possible strategies the Bears might employ to navigate this turbulent period, including temporary role adjustments, additional leadership for veteran players, and intensified team-building efforts designed to prevent further incidents. Analysts speculate that the coaching staff may be forced to adopt a more conservative approach in upcoming games, reducing reliance on individual star performances to compensate for the absence of Williams and Moore in practice. The ripple effects extend beyond just the locker room, as media coverage continues to amplify the narrative, potentially influencing public perception and player confidence. Rumors also suggest that league officials are monitoring the situation closely, ensuring that the dispute does not escalate into conduct violations that could result in fines or suspensions. Meanwhile, social media chatter reflects a mixture of concern, excitement, and curiosity, with fans eagerly anticipating updates and potential reconciliations. Observers note that the Bears' ability to stabilize the locker room and restore focus could become a defining factor in determining, given the high-profile nature of the players involved and the dramatic STS, that every decision made in the coming days could have lasting consequences for both players and the franchise at large. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.